What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Today we are showcasing an ABA Electric team that I did not come up with myself. There was a trainer that's actually a viewer of the channel named Jordan Singh, and he has been running the team to much success in the high elo range, high leaderboard range, and I've actually seen some others start adopting the team, and I figured I'd try it for myself. It seems like a pretty strong line, and it's Chargebug, Lantern, Azumarill, 3 Pokemon that I'd say are relatively accessible. I think at this point, most people have Lantern, Azumarill, and Chargebug, as long as you didn't maybe miss a community day, or if you're not like a very recent player to the game. So 3 relatively accessible Pokemon, and this team went on an absolute tear for me. I gotta say, Chargebug, Lantern, Azumarill, a lot of teams don't have a grass type, which frees up this team a little bit in the back, and then the ABA Electric, like most teams, will have one major answer to the Chargebug. And if it's a Whiscash, you can, if we lead against Whiscash, we can try and soft lose to it in the lead, bubble down with Azu, and then close out with Lantern. So in this game, I pivot hard into Azu. I'm met by a Venusaur, which is not great, but it's actually a good thing we swapped, right? Because we wanted to lure this out. If we had just stayed and let ourselves get farmed down, I think we lose this game for sure. So pivoting out was actually the right call here. We lure out the Venusaur. Frenzy Plant is going to connect. I don't think we're going to be able to live well enough to get to another Ice Beam. So that's unfortunate. We're in a difficult predicament here. Come with Chargebug. I'm like, do I shield? Do I not shield? I don't really know. I decide to shield. All that really does for me is force him to throw. And now I really need to get this Spark down before he can reach another Frenzy Play. Otherwise, we're toast. Come on, Lantern. Come on, Lantern. Let's go. Okay, we get the Spark down, but Dragonite is still there. And they still have a fully healthy Pokemon in the back. So this game is far from over. In comes Dragonite. This is going to be a Dragon Claw. And we will be able to withstand it. So I'm going to try and commit to the Spark down. Maybe there's something I can one-shot in the back. It's an Azumarill of their own. Not something I can one-shot, but something that I can maybe have a chance to defeat. We're going to go for another Thunderbolt. No reason to overfarm. We're never going to reach a move against the Dragonite. We have to just get rid of this. Commit to fast moves, and we knock it out right as they were reaching their next Dragon Claw. Crazy game to start things off there. And it's on to the next one. I forget if the queue times. Oh, looks like we had some technical issues there for a bit. So I skip ahead a little bit. And next battle, what do we got here? Chargebug into... Oh, really weird glitch. Yeah. It says I win, but wait. I didn't actually win. I know it says I won. We were already 2-0 in the set. It didn't actually count as a win. It just was a weird glitch there. Perfect game. Next opponent. Shadow for Alligator. Good lead for us. We've got 2 answers for it. They're staying in, which tells me they're probably ABA weak to the Chargebug. So I'm actually going to invest in a shield in the Hydro Cannon here. They swap Annihilate. This head start is a little bit tricky to deal with because they're going to outpace my Azumarill to Shadow Ball now, and they're up a shield. So they can safely just like shield a Play Rough, get to double Shadow Ball, which is concerning for me. However, one positive is both of my back Pokemon are good against the Feraligatr, so I don't necessarily need Switch. There could be a situation where I have to like preserve Switch advantage. Here, I don't really need to. I'm willing to let my Azumarill go because I figure either way, I'll have a good matchup against the Shadow Feraligatr. Chargebug going for the Discharge here, knocks out Annihilate, and they come in with Caress, and this is actually perfect for me. So this actually worked out about as well as we could have hoped for. Yeah, it's a good thing we didn't invest that shield in our Azumarill to keep Switch, because now this is where we'd rather have our Chargebug. They actually throw on alignment, which is kind of risky, but it works out for me because now I can simply just let my Chargebug go. I've done enough damage to this Cresselia where I'm confident my Lantern can just close. We simul swap, and they realize the game is over. In a pretty convincing win there. This team, and I'm not saying it'll necessarily function the same no matter what the range, no matter what you're seeing, but we oftentimes have a lot of like really sweaty, stressful battles in this like 3200, 3300 elo range on stream. Sometimes it gets difficult, and this set right here was like one of the most smooth sailing sets, even when we had like a few negative leads or maybe difficult looking situations like that Dragonite game where we got kind of hard countered. Things just sort of seem to work out in the end. It'll all work out in the end. We skip ahead to the next battle, and here we go, Whiscash lead. So if you're wondering, Rise, what the heck do you do against a Whiscash lead? Well, you're going to see here. You want to make sure you go for the X-Scissor right away. Going over farming here would be a pivotal mistake because you'd give your opponent an opportunity to debuff you before you can even land an X-Scissor. We already got a shield advantage, which is kind of nice. We don't get debuffed, which is also nice. X-Scissor will still do its non-debuff damage now. Putting Whiscash now to half health. Another move coming through. Whiscash could have overfarmed a little bit more. Scald knocks us out. We're going to come in with a Azumarill, of course. Thought maybe they would pivot, but no, they're staying in, which tells me maybe they only have one legitimate answer to Azu in the back. And now they pivot. I'm going to pivot as well. And the positive here is the Whiscash has been chipped enough where it's pretty much in surf range. So I don't feel like we're, even though they probably tried to lure out this Lantern, maybe there's like a Skarmory back, I still don't feel too threatened by that Whiscash. Thunderbolt connects, and we take it out before the next drill run, which is nice. I throw the Surf. We are going to lose the charge attack priority here. I'm going to invest the shield. Because I figure Lantern might have play against the back Pokemon. At this point, I was thinking it's probably a Skarmory. I combo play with the Ice Beam. I'm hoping this Ice Beam does enough to knock out. And then I feel like we'll be in a really good spot. It knocks out, and it's a Talonflame. Or, sorry, it's Charizard. I saw the fire flying typing, and I was like, it's Talonflame. Nope. Shadow Charizard, but either way, that is going to be a win. And, yeah, ABA weak to the Whiscash, right? But still able to get the win. To be fair, the Charizard really had nowhere to go against our team. And that's another thing. There are some meta-relevant Pokemon that really just have nowhere to go against this team. For example, Poliwrath really has nowhere to go. Feraligatr doesn't really have anywhere to go. I guess Azu is kind of positive for Feraligatr, but it's not like dominant by any means. Altaria is actually a really negative matchup for Chargebug. The Discharge just does not hit hard enough, and the Dragon Breaths add up so quickly that I'd almost consider Altaria a hard counter to Chargebug, despite it being like neutral damage both ways. So I'm going to pivot into Lantern, which is a risky pivot. Of course, Lantern could get hard countered by a Grass type, by a Whiscash, so sometimes you just got to take a risk. We are going to shield the Moonblast. The fact that they're staying in tells me they don't have an obvious answer to Lantern. So we're going to play this out and try and flip switch. Because Altaria is in the lead, I bet they have some sort of Azumarill answer in the back. So I'm thinking I probably want to win this matchup here. We're able to successfully shield 2 Moonblasts. Going for the Thunderbolt now. Nothing fancy. Just straight Thunderbolt. Lantern knocks out Altaria. We flip switch advantage. And this is terrific that we got switch. And we actually reach a Thunderbolt before going down. This is amazing. Azumarill is going to avoid this Lantern. We are going to get Sparked down here. Come in Chargebug, of course. Switch timer's probably up, but I guess I'm waiting it out anyway. And then there's Skeledirge in the back. This is a little bit concerning since we don't have Hydro Pump, but I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Just going to make sure my timing is good. They did 4 Incinerates, right? So I know they're 2 Incinerates away from the next Shadow Ball. So I'm going to do 3 Bubbles to maximize my bubble damage. Now they're at the Shadow Ball. Play Rough connects. And he actually overfarms. And that is going to secure the victory for us. He should have thrown it right away. But even if he throws it right away, we simply just Volt Switch down first. And get the win. So a G to the G. That is a 5-0 set, baby. Let's go. Alolan Marowak, the GOAT, as the legend himself, Zyonic, says. Does Zyonic still run Alolan Marowak often? Let me know in the comments below. We catch AWAC. I'm probably talking to the chat or something at this point. Stalin. And let's see what elo we get to. 3349. This put us like around number 30 or so on the leaderboard. And then we got a few more battles here. Let's see. And you see I'm scrolling like minutes ahead. Takes a while to get some cues. We play TJ here, Talonflame. So I've got two better answers, so I'm just going to pivot immediately into Azumarill. We're met by Reggie. Not ideal. So we're getting a little bit RPS'd here, but let's see if we can try and dance our way out of this. Go for the play rough. You could argue, like, maybe build up to Hydro Pump there. The problem is, if you build up to Hydro Pump, you run the risk of getting debuffed first, and then all of a sudden, they might not shield anyway. Like, is Reggie usually going to respect the Hydro Pump anyway? I don't think so. So we're just going to chip away with play rough. Our opponent makes an interesting play here. They're going to go for the Focus Blast and try and lock us down, lock on down. It actually allows us to get to the Ice Beam. This is kind of nice because this might make it so we can Volt Switch down without taking 2 moves. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping I can get the Volt Switch down here without taking 2 moves. Zap Cannon connects. We don't get debuffed. That's massive. So although we're getting kind of hard countered, a few things going our way here. I'm going to do 1 and discharge for proper timing. Here, I kind of regret not doing 1 and then discharging to get that second shield and then having a 2 shield lantern. Because now with Whimsicott having the shield to hide behind, I feel like it makes it a little bit more awkward for us. We land the Thunderbolt on Whimsicott. We kind of get triple countered this game. But we're trying to dance around with our energy, maybe try and find a win con somewhere. We gonna have to shield this second Grass Knot. Whimsicott with its fast energy generation gets to its move so quickly. Gonna go for the Thunderbolt here. Really hoping this lands. Come on, Lantern. They shield it. Oh, no. Trying to get out. I can't get out in time. Yikes. We're going to have to eat a Grass Knot. I decide to bank the Surf and then combo play with the X-Scissor. And now I'm hoping I can get there in 2 maybe. But no, I'm 3 away. No reason really to throw the X-Scissor. And Talonflame has a move loaded for our Lantern. So we try to dance around as best we could. Maybe if I had thrown both discharges at the Talon and gotten both shields, then 2 shield Lantern could have swept. So I think that's the only thing I could have done differently there. But to be fair, we did get kind of triple countered. And weren't able to flip that one. GG's to the opponent. Interesting team as well. Next battle, we play against Jason. Jason, arguably the best Go Battle League player of all time. 10 straight seasons finishing top 50 on the global leaderboard. And we know his team. The advantage of playing Jason is you oftentimes know his team. He's running Tukong, Annihilate, Bastiodon. So as long as we don't screw things up, we should be in a good spot. And we just have to make sure we maintain alignment because I want to keep my Azumarill lined up with the Annihilate and my Lantern lined up with the Bastiodon. Because our Azumarill doesn't have Hydro Pump, Bastiodon's actually a negative matchup for it. Although it's a Water type against a Rock type, it's still not very good for us. We know that he's 4 off here, so I can go for 3 Volt Switches to get the farm down. Just looking at that top right corner to make sure I get a move off here for some chip damage. Going for the discharge here. And going to come in with Lantern. He swaps. I swap. We're ready for it. Shiny Best Buddy Annihilate. Looks very cool. Very sleek. Very cool looking Annihilate. And it looks like he doesn't even have access to Shadow Ball, which makes this even more comfortable on our end. Jason, being the GBL GOAT, the GBL legend that he is, he fights till the bitter end here. I was thinking this game was over. I'm like, okay, we win. But you're going to see Jason has so much faith in the strength of Bastiodon. He's like, he's going to play this out. And he's going to scare me. I'm like, wait, is this not over? Is this not over? Stone Edge connects. Going to throw up to 4. Just make sure you throw in proper timing. 1, 4, 7 here. Surf's up, dude. And then he top lefts. So GG's to Jason. And then this was kind of funny. So Jason comes into my chat to say GG's after, saying nothing he can do against that team. And as Jason is talking to me and we're sitting in queue and we're queuing, we fast forward. Check this out. We queue against him again. Jason and I queue against each other back to back. So, which tells you, like, once you get to these crazy elo ranges and queue times, that sort of funky stuff can happen. So the game plays out kind of similarly. I don't know if you guys want to see the same game play out again, but basically what happens is, yeah, it plays kind of similarly. And then he shields both my Surfs here in Bastiodon Lantern. And then here is one of those weird plays, right? So he's got a ton of energy banked on his Annihilate. So after this, I decide to immediately pivot into my Azumarill, because I figure he's going to combo with the Annihilate. But he maybe knew I was going to do that, so he doesn't combo with the Annihilate, which has been kind of a fun mind game lately. And luckily, because the Annihilate doesn't have Shadow Ball, I can safely shield this Stone Edge. And then we're just chilling here. I'm just going to build up as much as I can. I should be just outside of close combat range. Ice Beam connects onto Basti. And we just fire off our move here. We should live a close combat, but might be a little bit close. Azu gets off the move. And Azu is going to deliver us the victory. Tough one for Jason, considering we had a very favorable team comp, and we get the win 2 times in a row. Jason has beaten me numerous times, dozens and dozens of times, I'm sure, in the Go Battle League. So we get a couple games back in the all-time series there. And GG's to him. If you guys enjoyed this video, I highly would appreciate if you like it, subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. I encourage you to try out this team if you have these Pokemon. I think it's a really strong one. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, as I said, do all the things I just talked about. And I hope to see you very much in the next one. Peace.